Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to take a look at the new Mattel Retro Wave 3 action figures. But before we do that, I do want to give a special shout out. So this shout out actually goes to the New 80s Revolution. Jason Up, thank you so much, brother. He did send me some new, absolutely amazing autographed wrestling action, some wrestling posters here. So I did purchase recently the, looks like it's Animal Legion of Doom autograph, and he just included just an absolute ton of posters. And of course the George Steele poster, I purchased that previously, and I'm absolutely insane about this one right here. Unfortunately, the largest picture frame I do own is like crazy small, so I mean, that just tells you how big that poster is. And one that is absolutely remarkable. So this poster right here, there's like a gazillion signatures on this thing. I swear to God, I would have loved this even if it was just a regular, ordinary poster. And to have all of these amazing, talented wrestlers from my prime years of watching wrestling sign this poster, that is absolutely amazing. That was such a thoughtful gift, and I truly appreciate it. Before we get into the main event of the video, I did want to show a couple other things. So, as you know, this wall is constantly changing. So today, or actually, as a matter of fact, yesterday, I got in a Jimmy Hart, a Mean Gene, and an SD Jones. So that does push 3 figures out of that slot and up into the second location for my LJNs. So you do have, I guess, a lot of Series 4 and 5 right here, and into the only Series 6 black card version I have. But still, the collection is coming together. I don't know how many more carded figures I'm going to be able to acquire. And even the set that I was talking about in the past, I just don't know if I want to go there anymore, but we'll see what happens in the long run. But the bread and butter of this video is this right here. Yes, the Mattel Retro Wave 3 action figures. So first we will take a look at the Wave 3 box. Now, I actually really love the way that they set up these boxes with the 4-packs. Now, the back part, when they actually turn these around and they don't have the color, that's kind of disappointing. But, I mean, it's still great graphics nonetheless. And the little artist design of the action figures on the bottom. I gotta be honest, folks. When it does come to the Mattel Retros, I'm actually not as big of a fan of this line as I'm sure a lot of other folks are. And my personal opinion, I'm not super thrilled with Series 3. I'm ecstatic to have it as part of my collection, there's no doubt. But they're not, in my opinion, any of the best figures you could imagine. So, you remember the Rhythm and Blues, Greg the Hammer Valentine. So, this is one that was going to be made back with Hasbro in the early 90s. And then Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine broke up. The tag team broke up, and that basically, that mold was discontinued, and it was never released. Now, the original prototype was sold. I believe it was sold for somewhere for ridiculous money, like $45,000 or something. I think some professional wrestler bought it. I don't know his name. He's actually on YouTube a lot, so I mean, it's pretty easy to look up and find out, I would imagine. Actually, looking at this figure, it doesn't really look like a Mattel or a Hasbro, like an actual major company made this. It looks like, someone who does custom resin figures, out of their house or something. It looks like they would have, built something like this. So I love the guitar accessory, and, there's no doubt, but the overall design or look of the figure, I don't know. I'm just not a super fan of this. I just think they could have done a better job. I'm just not in love with what I'm seeing. And Tugboat, the original Typhoon Hasbro, was such a great looking figure. You know, didn't have the best stand, so I mean, you always had to spread the legs a little bit further in order to get him to stand up straight on his own. I don't know what this is all about. Like, I'm not in love with this figure either. I'm thrilled to be able to say that I own a Tugboat action figure. And I'd rather have these than not have them at all. But again, for your money's worth, you'd really wish that you could have gotten something a little bit better. I really think that they really rushed to put these out and didn't really take their time to make something really spectacular. Lex Luger, a little bit better with this little part here with the upper torso, where it's upper chest muscles, where it's kind of separated from the abs. You see that on a lot of the Mattel retros. Like it, love it, indifferent. I don't know. I mean, overall figure, it's great. I mean, you know, you got the I can't pronounce that word. Narcissistic Lex Luger. I still didn't pronounce it right, but whatever. From Hasbro. But I would definitely take that figure over this version. I still like the American Lex Luger, obviously, with the American colors. It's okay. It's not a bad figure. It could have been made better, I think, but it is what it is, and I'm okay with it. Last but not least is another remake of Doink. So Hasbro, I think, did a fantastic job with their version. Mattel, when they came out with this retro version, I think they tried their best to imitate the original version as much as possible. Even the hands, to an extent, kind of remind me. The arm posing, the hands, just the overall look of the figure is almost not quite identical, but it looks like very close, like they tried to mimic the same figure from Hasbro. What Hasbro did better is they actually use like actual hair type of deal. Well, this is just kind of like built-in plastic, I guess, in the hair area. Now, with many of my on-card figures, I'm never going to open up these packages. One day, if I ever purchase these loose, yeah, those kind of sit outside the packages. You know, that way I'll have displayed both the carded and loose figures. But for my personal collection, yeah, they will always be on card. The Doink is probably my favorite among the four, followed by Lex Luger. And Tugboat is probably my least favorite. Again, none of them are bad figures. It's just they could have been a whole lot better. And let me see what we have here on the back. Anything special? You know, they do show, obviously, the little action feature for each of the figures. So if anybody's really interested, let me kind of switch this around. On Ringside Collectibles right now, they do have an NWO 4-pack retros. So right now they're coming out with a ton of different versions of Hasbro figures. Obviously, we already know about Mattel retros. We know about the Cella toys. What else we got? We got the zombie sailors, heels and faces. There's Ringside Collectibles. I don't know if their figures are part of the Mattel retro line or if they're their own version. But if they are another mock-up of the Hasbro figures, it just shows you how absolutely popular the Hasbro line is, even after, 30 plus years, that you have all of these different companies coming out with mock-ups or imitations of those figures. So yeah, wave 3 of Mattel retros. Go to Mattel Creations, sign up for their newsletter, get alerts when they're ready to pre-order, and they pretty much sell it really quickly. Otherwise, if you have to get these on eBay, you're probably going to have to pay up $30+ per figure. Sometimes I buy a couple for myself, but this time I only decided to go for one. I don't know. I just don't feel like purchasing multiples and just having to try and resell the duplicate and whatnot. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm cool with that. I'm good with one for myself. Very easy video, guys. Nothing super spectacular here. Yeah, so today I did make 3 videos, episodes or series 9, 10, and 11 for the Hasbro tournament. So I am hoping I can possibly post those videos over the next few days. If not tomorrow, next day, following day, at least sometime by the end of February or even early March. But I want to get them up sooner than later. So, yeah. If you, again, I always ask this. If you guys have any recommendations, anything you would like to see, always reach out to me. You know, I love to hear from you guys. And if it's something I can make, absolutely, I will do my best to accommodate as necessary. So updates regarding this room. The padding is back under the carpet. The carpet has been restretched, just waiting on a cleaning. And I got a team coming in towards the end of March to build me some new shelves and possibly no little closet area here in the storage room. So I'm trying to keep these back doors open. I don't know. I guess when I start putting this room back together, I'm going to have to block that door again because I still have my original San Francisco figures and I don't want to keep them boxed up in the garage. I want to get them back on display as quickly as possible. So hopefully this room will be all set up and ready to go probably within a week or so. Fingers crossed. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye for now.